Hello. We are live. I'm just going to give it another minute or two as people are jumping on the event and give everybody a chance to find their spot, figure out where everybody's at, and we will get started. Thank you for joining. Hey, Christy. Hey, Sharon. Let me just get a couple things together here and we're going to go ahead and get started. I promise I'm only going to just keep this at 15 minutes. So as promised, I'm sure everyone will appreciate that on a Sunday. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for joining. We had a whole bunch of people that said that they were going to jump on tonight. So I think as we get started, we'll see more and more people commenting and jumping in. So I'm just going to do my best to keep this at 15 minutes. So hang tight for just another minute. And I'm going to ask people as they're jumping in if they would comment that they're on, where they're from. And hey, Jan. And maybe even who invited you. So that would be awesome. So it's 5:01. I'm going to go ahead and get started just in this, for the sake of time to get everybody on their way on a Sunday. I appreciate you guys. Hi, Michelle. I appreciate everybody jumping in and trusting me enough to give you some information about the shred. You're going to love this. This is obviously somebody that loves you and cares for you asked you to be here because they thought that it was important that you hear this information. So I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts, just the nitty gritty, make it fast, short and sweet. And I will post the replay of this video after the event is over. I'll have it up in the current section of your current events in Facebook. It'll stay there until next Sunday, I think at 8 p.m. I changed that, so you'll be able to see it. And you also, since you guys have commented or accepted rather the invite, you'll have the opportunity to invite people even after this video is over. People can go back and watch the video after the fact, since it's still going to show as a current event. So welcome. We see lots of people are joining us. This is awesome. Okay, so my name is Kristen Peterson. I am a certified holistic health coach. I work very closely with the Juice Plus company, and I'm also a happy shredder. Happy to report that I have survived the shred at least once. Loved it. So I'm going to tell you all about it. I'll even give you some feedback from my own experiences as I did the shred, because honestly, even as a health coach, I had my own fears and apprehensions going into this. I think I thought that I already was doing good enough, and I'm a health coach. I'm too cool syndrome going on there, but I did it. And when I did it, I thought if I'm going to lead people through a shred, I have to do the shred so that I can guide people properly. And I'm really glad that I did. So I'll share some of that as I go. And I've got notes I keep referring to. So if you see me looking down, there's so much I want to share that I wanted to make notes so I didn't leave anything out. So at the end, I am going to do a little prize for just a drawing of something. So if while you're on, make sure you comment or say where you're from or who invited you so that we can go ahead and do a raffle, do a prize afterwards. So as I had mentioned, I'm a certified holistic health coach, and I'm a graduate of the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And when I was going to school, we were taught to teach our clients how to eat more fruits and vegetables and less of everything else. And that sounded really simple to me, but we kept learning about the power of plants. I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian, but I learned how to shift my own diet and how to hopefully teach others to do the same. And really the focus on what we should be eating is fruits and vegetables, because plants have the power to heal us. When I was in nutrition school, we learned over 100 different dietary theories, and everything always pointed back to teaching people how to eat more plants. Plants heal. It's as simple as, just like your mom said, eat your fruits and vegetables, got to eat your fruits and vegetables. But I think all of us are struggling. We struggle to get enough. And I started realizing that when I started coaching people, and people were actually paying me money to teach them and coach them, I started realizing that I was telling people some really simple stuff like eat less of everything else and more fruits and vegetables, and people were struggling to be compliant. And I started realizing so was I, and so was my own family, my husband and my kids. None of us were eating enough. And part of the reason is just our food supply. There's so much there that I could go into. I don't have time, but the fruits and vegetables that we are eating today are just not as nutritionally dense as they once were. So even if all we're eating is fruits and vegetables, it's just difficult for us to get enough of them in our diet. So I was introduced to Juice Plus almost 4 years ago. And when I was introduced to it, the light bulb went off for me, because Juice Plus is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So for me, I was like, okay, this is it. Like Juice Plus, I'm going to show you the capsules here. This is our trio of capsules. We have fruits, vegetables, and berries. And these are capsules. Juice Plus is not a liquid. And they has a nutrition label. And I want to show this to you because it's a really important fact that I can make about this product. That Juice Plus, because it has a nutrition label rather than a supplement label, means that it is recognized as food by the FDA. Well, we know that our bodies are designed by nature to absorb nutrients from our food, not from supplements made in a lab by a scientist that's determining which strain of vitamin C or minerals or whatever they're putting in there. Our bodies were designed to absorb nutrients from food. So when I learned about Juice Plus, of course I was skeptical, because in nutrition school we were taught to be skeptical of supplements. And when I learned it wasn't a supplement, that it was in fact food, I started feeling really compelled to share this with people. So I've just, as I've been doing this over the last, Juice Plus I learned about 4 years ago. For about 3.5 years, I've been sharing it with people, and the impact I've seen is amazing. So what we've done in the shred, and the reason I'm mentioning Juice Plus, is because we are using the Juice Plus products to fill those gaps in and to flood the body with nutrition and the stuff that we can't get just from diet alone. So we use the Juice Plus capsules, which are your fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And we also have shakes. We have a chocolate and a vanilla shake. And our shakes are all plant-based. Juice Plus is all about the fruits and vegetables, and we use nothing from an animal. So our shakes do not include whey. And that's a whole other topic for another day. But basically, just no whey, man. Say no to whey. We will not use whey and I don't recommend it to anyone. And I could talk to you about that another time. So I saw Juice Plus as an easy way to fill the gaps, and we're going to use these products in combination with the shred rules, which I also posted on the event page a couple days ago. So if you scroll through the news feed on there, you'll see an orange graphic that says 10-day shred rules. You can go back and refer to that later. We also have it posted in our support page as a reminder. So I'm going to go ahead and review that with you real quick, just so you understand. And when we use Juice Plus, in combination with that, what else are we doing and why is it going to work? So why are we using Juice Plus, first of all? So Juice Plus, because we are flooding the body with tens of thousands of phytonutrients every day, it's helping our bodies reduce inflammation. We know that that's what plants do for us. And when we flood the body with that amount of nutrition every day, it's helping us to naturally detoxify. And even if we're eating really, really clean, just the stuff that we're eating and the stress that we're under and the environment that we live in causes our bodies to become toxic. So Juice Plus helps our bodies to flush that stuff out. So what we put into our cells is what we actually absorb. So let's say that we are eating a diet of fast food and junk food like Cheetos and drive-through cheeseburgers and French fries and milkshakes. Well, what you put in is what you actually become at the cellular level, and thus your health is either going to be good or bad because of what you're putting in. So when we flood our bodies with phytonutrients, our cells are absorbing that. So when we do this every single day, not just for the 10 days of the shred, but beyond that, the shred is just your starting point. Our cells start to regenerate and absorb the amazing stuff that we're putting in it. So just like if you're going to absorb the nutrients from your cheeseburger and french fries, you're going to absorb the amazing amount of nutrients that's in Juice Plus. So just for example, it takes our blood, the cells in our blood, 30 days to regenerate. So imagine what you're doing when you're flooding your body for 30 days with all this nutrition, what your blood is just going to start changing and becoming much more healthy, and it's going to feed every bit of your body with so much more nutrition. So the consistency over time is the key to why Juice Plus plays an integral part in our health. And we use this as, like I said, I'm going to talk about why the shred is just a starting point for you. But first we got to get you through the shred. So we're using capsules and shakes together, and now I'm going to review the shred rules with you. So in addition to the capsules, and you're going to take a shake for 1 or 2 of your meals a day. That is completely up to you. Depending on how you feel, or depending on maybe how busy your day is, you might want to have 2 shakes that day. It's completely up to you. We're focusing on water. We're going to rehydrate those cells and flush the body of toxins, really push the body to help just everything. I mean, it's like giving a plant lots of water. It starts to thrive. We're going to exercise, moving our body 30 to 60 minutes every day. Start where you're at. If you're a couch potato, you're not going to go to the gym tomorrow and be a bodybuilder. You know, just the whole point is wherever you are at, take it just a little bit further and incorporate more and do more and just focus on adding more in. We're not going to eat processed food, so nothing from a box, nothing from fast food. We're going to eat whole, fresh, real food every day, and we're really focusing on fruits, vegetables, like live food. No gluten. And I want to talk for a second about why we say no wheat, no gluten. Basically, gluten it's an inflammatory food. Most of us don't realize that when we eat gluten, we have a sensitivity to it, and it can cause bloating and just digestive issues and sinus issues, and you can get achy joints. I mean, there's a host of symptoms that we can feel when we're eating wheat and gluten. We can easily remove this for 10 days. It might sound hard, but you can totally do it. It's also an acid-forming food, which is also one of the reasons why we're going to avoid dairy. We are not eating anything that comes from another mother's udder. So if it came from anyone that lactated, we are not eating it on the shred. And some of you are holding on to dairy like a safety blanket. I know. I have people like that in my own house. And really, when you remove dairy, dairy is a mucus-forming food. It causes an acidic condition in the body, which, just like gluten, dairy, when we cause our blood to become acidic, it actually lets us be a host for other diseases, including cancer. We know that cancer cannot survive in an alkaline environment. So by removing gluten and dairy alone for 10 days, you're going to feel amazing after removing all of this. It causes mucus. It can cause skin outbreaks. It's absolutely not necessary for as part of a healthy part of our diet. But anything that you think that you're getting from dairy, you can definitely get from plants. Like, we're pushed to believe that we're getting all this protein and calcium from dairy, but we can get much cleaner sources of that from plants. So we're going to focus on that during the shred. No alcohol. This is a big one. This was one for me that I was like, okay, 10 days without alcohol. But when you think about it, it's really one weekend. We can get through one weekend without alcohol. And we will give you mocktail recipes to help you survive. And just knowing that when you're doing the shred with us as a group, you're not alone. Everybody's in the same boat. And it's totally doable. And obviously, removing alcohol's a downer. It's just, there's so many reasons why removing it for 10 days is going to be so great for you. No caffeine. I was also really stressed about this one. I just love my morning coffee. And I know that I'm not alone out there. Like, I wake up in the morning, like, I get to have my coffee. I make organic coffee. I make French press coffee. I look forward to the warm mug and the smell of it, and just the smell of the beans alone. I love it. But what I did was I reduced my coffee down. I deliberately measured and had just like I measured 4 ounces of water to make my coffee with, just so that I wouldn't get that migraine. We don't want you to have a migraine. So if you drink a lot of caffeine, if you're drinking coffee in the morning and caffeine throughout the day, we really want you to reduce and drink with intention and focus on reduction, because we don't want anybody getting a migraine or anybody to the point of, nausea, but really reduce. And we want you, if you can, at least get down to just a few ounces in the morning. We're also not having any added sugars. I don't know that I need to explain that one. Sugar is just an evil thing. And there is, you can get your sweetness from these babies right here, from these shakes. I'm telling you, if you want a snack, you can have all the complete shakes that you want. So there's a ton of there's tons of plant nutrients in there. So have all of those that you want. We're also going to have no solid food. The rule says no solid food after 6 p.m., but I say you want to eat your last meal 3 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, you want to have your last meal by 6:30 or 7. Just so keep that in mind. And the reason for that, this part for me was a little bit of a learning curve because we're used to eating a little bit later. But I tell you what, I absolutely really enjoyed this part. What I found was that I was going to bed earlier. I was going to bed without a belly full of snacks and a glass of wine. And when I slept, I was letting my body do what my body is supposed to do while I was sleeping. Our organs are supposed to rest and detoxify while we're sleeping. And when we go to bed without a belly full of food and a glass of wine or alcohol, our organs are detoxifying while we sleep, and that's what they're supposed to do. And most of the time, we're not doing that. So for 10 days, if you do this, I'm telling you, like the last rule of the shred rules is sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. That part came easy for me because I was sleeping so much better without having all that extra stuff in my body when I went to sleep. So there's a lot of shred don'ts, but what I really want to focus on is the fact that this is not a starvation diet. We want you to focus on what you can have. So it's just somewhat of an elimination diet. We're getting rid of a lot of garbage. We're flooding the body with an amazing amount of nutrition. And we're going to just, for 10 days, we're going to focus on the good. We're going to let the body rest and detox. We want to flood the body with whole, clean, real, fresh food. And we're going to focus on nuts and seeds and grains in their whole grain form, gluten-free grains, small amounts of animal protein if needed. Organic would be best. And eating mostly plants, mostly fruits and vegetables. So I want to point out that the shred this is not a quick fix. So we just want you to look at this and incorporate these changes into your lifestyle going forward. We want this to be the compass that you come back to and the catalyst that helps keep you going. And when you get Juice Plus products, when you get these capsules, the company ships you a 4-month supply of these capsules in the mail, and you make a monthly installment payment on that. And so you see that this is not something you just do for 10 days. This is the starting point to flooding your body with nutrients and just see what happens. Some people will lose weight. Some people lose bloat. Some people, their skin clears up. Their hair comes in thicker. They just are sleeping better. They have more energy. So people see a wide variety of changes. So when you get started on the shred, what you're going to get is your Juice Plus products, your capsules, and your shakes. We're going to add you to a secret shred support page that is led by health coaches, myself, Sharon Lacey, and Lindsay Kavner are on my team, and they'll be on my page helping lead you through this with daily guidance and support every day of the shred. You get a cookbook with lots of great recipes. One of my favorite parts of that is the recipes that you can make with this complete stuff. Like when you want something sweet, you can make a lot more than just a shake with that. And we keep you on that shred page beyond that 10 days. So like I said, we want you to keep using this as the catalyst to be like that starting point. You fall off the wagon, you can come back, and you know that you can do the shred with us again and again. And we have found that people that have been added to that shred page, they keep popping in and asking us, when are we doing another shred? So people love it for that because they know it's quick. They can jump back in, kind of pull the reins back for 10 days and get things restarted and fixed again. So when do we start? We are doing a group start November 7th, which is not tomorrow, the following Monday. But we want to really enforce to you, if you are not already a Juice Plus customer and you are not already ordering capsules and shakes and you don't have them, you're going to need to order them right away because you're going to need to have these products when you start the shred. I also encourage you, find a shred partner because shredding with a partner is so much better. I made my husband do it with me the first time. He had no choice. And I will tell you, the both of us had a great shred. My husband lost, of course, guys lose weight faster than girls. Even though this is not a weight loss program, he did lose weight. He lost 7 pounds in 10 days. I lost 4. So far, we've managed to keep it off because we've been, my husband says 80%, 90% shredding. But we're going to be jumping back on board with you. And I know that the other people that are leading, the other Juice Plus people, or the person possibly that invited you to this event, is also going to be shredding right along with you. So we are really excited to breathe some new life into this, get new people on board, and have you do it with us. So how do you begin? You need to talk to the person that invited you to this event, and they can get you set up with getting your products ordered. So you also want to ask the person who invited you how you can get Juice Plus free for a child between the ages of 4 through full-time college student. I have 2 teenage boys who have been eating Juice Plus for free for they're getting close to their 4 years now. And the impact that it's made on the health of my family has been absolutely tremendous. It's saved us tons of money compared to what we've used to spend on medical, the cost of medical sick care. Nobody was getting well. So I thank you so much. I said I would keep this to 15 minutes. I think I've gone a little longer. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have questions, I'm going to be monitoring this event page for today, for the rest of the week. Please ask questions. If there's anything I didn't address, post it in the comments below. And then reach out to the person that invited you so you can get started and do this shred with us. We're super excited to have you join us. Have a great Sunday night. Enjoy.